welcome back. So I had so much fun doing that 21 questions, get to know me sort of tag thing that I thought I would do a part 2. And who knows, maybe a part 3 is on the way because like I said, there was like 400 questions on this website. So here's 21 more questions for you to get to know me. What would your parents have named you if you were the opposite gender? It's a funny story. They actually thought I was a boy. They did the sonogram and everything, and my hand was in a place that made it look like I was a boy. So for a while my name was Christopher, and then I came out and I was a girl, and they had to do all that paperwork all over again because my mom went in. I was late, by the way. I was like 2 weeks late, and so my mom was getting induced, and so being the proactive parents they are, they filled out all the paperwork, filling my name in as Christopher, and then she had to end up having a C-section, and the doctor said, "It's a girl," and my mom goes, "It's a what?" So they had to come up with the name really, really fast. And my dad said Whitney Houston was popular at the time, not that I was named after her, but so they changed the name. If I were a girl, it was going to be Brittany, and because there was like a million Brittany's born in a short amount of time, they decided to go with the name Whitney. That's that. What has required the most courage of you in your life so far? Having a baby. I knew going in that I wanted to have a C-section because I have a very low pain tolerance, and I know that there's epidurals and things, but I did not want to have a needle stuck in my spine for hours and hours and hours. And I was having vasovagal syncope problems, which I'll put a card up here about that because I had to quit my job early because I was almost on the verge of passing out almost on a daily basis. Turns out my blood pressure was dropping to a very low rate, and it was actually affecting my daughter's heart rate while I was pregnant. Going in to have a major surgery to have a tiny human pulled out of me was probably the most courage I was needing to have in my life so far. What's your favorite childhood memory? I don't know if I have a favorite childhood memory, but I have fond memories of being at like my granny's house and climbing trees and running around and things like that. Being carefree as a child is my favorite child memory. What is your favorite food? Anything Italian, really. I don't think that's a big shock to anybody who actually knows me. What is your favorite sport? I don't really play sports. I like to watch baseball, but I don't really play sports. I was in color guard in high school. That counted as my PE class. What is your favorite candle scent? I like candles that smell clean and fresh. Like, it's such a basic white girl thing to say, but I like the smell of like fresh linen. I don't really care for the scent of vanilla anymore. I just like fresh, clean smelling things. Are you scared of heights? I'm not really scared of heights so much as I am of falling. I can be up pretty high as long as I feel safe. Like if there's some sort of barrier and I don't think I'm gonna fall to my death, then I'm good. I'm more afraid of falling than I am of heights. Are you high maintenance? No. I use box dye on my hair. I don't do my nails. I hardly wear makeup. And I wear jeans and t-shirts and flip-flops most of the time. Not really high maintenance at all. Do you sleep with the lights on or off? Off. And all of them have to be off. Like there's a nightlight in this room and I have to turn it off. I can't stand any kind of light coming in when I'm trying to sleep. Aaron calls it Whitney dark. He can sleep with like a nightlight on, or if a light's on in the hallway or something, he can sleep. I can't sleep. I have to have it like pitch black. I'll wear a mask. I'll wear an eye mask sometimes to make myself go to sleep if I'm really tired. But yeah, I have to have all the lights off. I can't sleep with any kind of light on. Do you have a tattoo? Yes, I have one on my back of a flower. Do you have any birthmarks? If so, where? I have one on my back. It's just like a little rectangle shape. I don't know. My mom has one too. And then I have a patchy red blotch thing on the back of my head that I didn't know I had until I shaved my head. I didn't like shave it all. A few years back it was a trendy thing to shave like this part of your head. And Aaron was looking at it. He thought I was having some sort of reaction to something, and he took a picture of it and I was like, that looks like a birthmark. So I sent it to my mom and I was like, do I have a birthmark on the back of my head? She goes, oh yeah, you do. Huh. So yeah, this big splotch of red on my back, on the back of my head. My daughter actually has it too, so that's kind of fun. Do you have a best friend? If so, then who? Her name is Stephanie, and she makes videos on here too. I will put her channel down in the description. Who was your first friend in college? In my first go around in college, her name was Rhiannon. We still keep in touch on Facebook, but I didn't really make friends per se at the school I'm going to now. I was friendly with people, but I wasn't like friends. Like, we weren't going out and having lunch and stuff together. Who would you tell first if you found a dead body in your garden? Well, first of all, I'd have to have a garden to find a dead body in. But assuming no one else was around, I would think the logical answer to that would be the police. However, if I was out in the garden with, say, my husband or my mom, I would be like, oh my God, whoever is out there with me, there's a dead body in the garden. We should probably call the cops. That's how my brain would work. What is your star sign? I am a Pisces, and I am a March Pisces. And I know that there's characteristics of each sign and what have you, but I think because the star signs overlap months, I think the birth month also plays a role in your characteristics and your personality. That sounds a little weird. Like, Stephanie is also a Pisces, but she was born in February. I was born in March. And though we are very similar, we also have very different characteristics. Like, she's more of a leader and a let's get things done. I'm kind of passive. That's just one example that I have. I worked with a man when I worked at the hospital from India, and he said, oh, you are March born. Like, that was a thing. And then I started to think about it. I was like, that makes a lot of sense. Like, to be born in a certain month also kind of alters your personality. So I'm a Pisces, but I am a March Pisces. What scares you about aging? Developing dementia scares me because there's, you know, studies showing that it can be genetic or hereditary. And my Nana and my granny both had a form of dementia. I will put that video up here that I actually posted back in November for Alzheimer's Awareness Month. Besides like a disease, I am kind of afraid of losing like mobility and like just being a vegetable and not being able to move very well. That's something that's scary. How many countries have you been to? Not counting the US, I've been to 2. I've only been to Mexico and Canada, but I would obviously love to go to Italy. What is the last thing you bought? Actually, I bought quite a bit of makeup from e.l.f. and then I bought some stuff off Amazon that just came in this morning. So let me show you what I got. So this came as a pack of 3. It's just these 3 bags, but they're just these white marbly textured bags that you can use for makeup or traveling or whatever. I bought those. I bought a new thing of brushes, and they also gave me some, there's also some beauty blenders in there, and somewhere in there is a thing that I can clean the brushes with. They had this kit from Physicians Formula on sale for like 12 bucks. So I ordered that. I ordered all this because, I mean, I have makeup at home, but we came up here with the intention of only staying for like a couple weeks, and it's been going on 4 months. So I decided to buy some makeup and maybe start doing my makeup and doing my hair a little bit more, because I was watching another girl on here. Her name is Laura. I'll put her channel also down in the description. She had a video about how she's getting through quarantine, and she made a statement saying that just doing your hair and makeup can make you feel so much better, and I think she's right. I've been so lazy and I've been feeling kind of crappy about myself, so I bought a bunch of makeup. So I'm gonna start doing my makeup and hair a little bit every day just to try to make myself feel better and what have you. So thank you, Laura, for that piece of information. I never thought about just doing something so basic could make me feel so much better. My stuff from e.l.f. hasn't come in yet, but when it does, I will be doing an e.l.f. haul, so be on the lookout for that video. Have you ever suffered a fracture? Just in my foot when my mom stepped on it when I was 14. What kind of books do you like to read? I like to read biographies, whether it's written by the person or if it's written by a biographer. I also like to read true crime. In my Audible, I have this book, or it's actually like a collection of 12 books, but I got it for just 1 credit, which was super awesome. And it's just 12 books, and they're all true crime books. So I like to read true crime and nonfiction, but mostly biographies. What is the last film you saw? The last film I saw in a theater was the live action Aladdin, and I loved it so much. I actually made a review video on it, but I was so tired because I was like, I forget how many weeks pregnant I was, but I was just like talking and like this, and I was just so out of it. I was just like, I'm not posting this. But I really enjoyed it, and Aladdin is my favorite Disney movie, so I had high standards, and it met all my standards. So that's been it for this video. I hope you enjoy these get to know me sort of videos. I might do a couple more. just because there are so many questions on this website. I will link the website again down in my description along with the other links that I mentioned earlier. Be on the lookout for my e.l.f. haul, and if you want to see me do like a makeup look, I know those are like so overdone, but it could be fun. It would be all e.l.f. with the exception of Physicians Formula. So technically it would be like an all hypoallergenic makeup look, because that's all the makeup I wear is hypoallergenic. So if those kinds of videos interest you, be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to be notified when I have new videos coming out, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!